Good evening. Welcome to Network News Tonight. I am Carlo Otese. Also reading tonight, Fatima Abbas Hassan.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the Network News.
In accordance with the provisions of Section 1 of the Treason and Treasonable Offences Decree number 29 of 1993, the Special Military Tribunal for the Trial of Persons involved in the December 1997 coup plot has sentenced to death persons found guilty of treason and any treasonable offence. Announcing the verdict today at the end of its sittings, Chairman of the Tribunal, Major General Victor Malu, said that 15 persons out of a total of 30 tried were found guilty as charged. 14 were found not guilty, while one was convicted for a lesser offence than the original charge. Lieutenant General Oladipo Diya is amongst the 13 persons charged for treason and conspiracy to commit treason. He was found guilty on both counts.
General Diya, Major General A.T. Olaruwaju, Major General A.K. Adisa, Lieutenant Colonel O. Akinyode, Major O. Fadikwe, Major B.M. Mohammed, W.2 Koka Oladisun, Corporal I. Kontagora, Corporal Edi Ebunu, Engineer A. Adebanjo, Mr. Owatimehin Abimbola, Mrs. Shola Shoile, and Professor Femi Odekunle. Lieutenant General D.O. Diya, Charge 1, treason, finding guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding guilty. Major General A.T. Olaruwaju, Charge 1, treason, finding guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding guilty. Major General A.K. Adisa, Charge 1, treason, guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding guilty. Lieutenant Colonel O. Akinyode, Charge 1, treason, finding not guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding guilty. Major O. Fadikwe, Charge 1, treason, finding guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding guilty. Major B.M. Mohammed, Charge 1, treason, finding not guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding not guilty. W. Koka Oladisun, Charge 1, treason, finding not guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding not guilty. Corporal Ibrahim Kontagora, Charge 1, treason, finding not guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding not guilty. Corporal Edi Ebunu, Charge 1, treason, finding not guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding not guilty. Engineer A. Adebanjo, Charge 1, treason, finding guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding not guilty. Mr. Owatimehin Abimbola, Charge 1, treason, finding not guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding not guilty. Mrs. Shola Shoile, Charge 1, treason, finding not guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding not guilty of the charge but guilty of concealment of treason. Professor Femi Odekunle, Charge 1, treason, finding not guilty. Charge 2, conspiracy to commit treason, finding not guilty.
The findings of the tribunal in respect of persons charged with other offences are as follows. Colonel E.I. Jallo, found guilty of concealment of treason and sentenced to life imprisonment. Colonel Y. Bako was found guilty of 2 out of 6 count charges, He is sentenced to 10 and 5 years imprisonment. The sentences will run concurrently. Lieutenant Colonel I.A. Yakase is found not guilty on one-count charge of concealment of treason, but is to serve 14 years prison sentence for conspiracy to commit theft and 14 years for criminal breach of trust. Both sentences will run concurrently. Major B.M. Mohammed is to serve 2 years prison term for making false documents and 14 years for conspiracy to commit theft and another 14 years for criminal breach of trust. Sentences will run concurrently. Major A.A. Isiako is acquitted on charges of concealment of treason and theft. He is discharged and acquitted. The tribunal has also discharged and acquitted Lieutenant Commander D.A. Shaitan on a one-count charge of stealing. Mr. Mokhtar Maidabino is acquitted from the charge of theft, but will serve 5 years imprisonment for receiving stolen property. Mr. Dero Maluolu is found guilty of concealment of treason and will serve life imprisonment. The tribunal discharged and acquitted DSP Bawa Machido and Mr. Ilyasu Muhammad of the charge of accessory after the fact of treason, while Mr. Ojeniyi Ademola is found guilty of stealing and is sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. Mr. Isaiah Adebowale is sentenced to life imprisonment on the one-count accessory after the fact of treason. Major General Malu says all sentences are subject to confirmation by the Provisional Ruling Council. The tribunal further ordered that all properties of any of the convicted persons which are illegally acquired or for which they could not give proper account of shall be forfeited to the federal government, while all others not found guilty of their charges are discharged and acquitted immediately.